All right. Yeah. Okay. What's up, everyone? I think I got everything working. Finally, I had to like go put away groceries really fast, and I lost track of time. So, but anyways, I was gonna start this kind of bigger piece here. Let me see a couple of things. Yeah, I'm not too sure. But so while I was painting this piece, I wanted to go live and kind of show y'all what I'm doing. So if you can hear me, that'd be great. If you can let me know in the chat. If you can see me, that'd be great too. My OBS is being kind of weird today, so not too sure. Oh, it's Dan. Hey, Dan. Okay. Or maybe it's Restream, or maybe it's both. I'm not sure. That's cool. We'll just go to LinkedIn and see what's going on. Oh, what's up, Jennifer? Thanks for watching. Maybe. Oh, and you can see me too. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Perfect. Well, then this is what I'm going to do. We'll just minimize that. Okay. Howdy, y'all. Hope you guys had a good 4th. Yeah, I have like a super long weekend from work, so I'm like, I'm going to do a bunch of painting this weekend. So that's what I'm going to do. I got my new easel, which has been really fun. And I feel like this is the first bigger painting I'm going to be painting on the easel, so that's pretty fun. So what I got going on here, so this is my surface that I'm going to be using, and so right now it's flipped backwards because that's just kind of how I left it when I was gessoing my board, and because I also wanted to show you guys that what I did was I put clear gesso on both the front and the back of my illustration board. And the reason I do that is because I want to seal in, and well, I just want to seal it. Oftentimes I find when you're working with kind of fibrous paper like board, you want to seal the back so moisture doesn't get in through it. Maybe that's just me, but I also do that with like canvases as well, because if there's ever moisture behind the back of the canvas, because usually only the front half is, or the front side is gessoed. If there's moisture still going through the back that's not gessoed, then it kind of will seep into the canvas, and there could get like mold behind your painting, or it's easy for the painting to crack. So I kind of just like gessoing both sides of my surface that I'm working on, helping it prime. So this is the back side of it. Oh, do you have a long weekend too? It's the best. It's the best. Okay. I'm gonna do this. Yeah. Oh, that's a long vacation. That's cool. Good for you. It's awesome. Yeah, Ryan and I are gonna take a vacation, a mini vacation, come August. Sometime in August, we're gonna go to Walsenburg. It's like my happy place. It's really cool. But yeah, we have a little house that we can go stay out down there, and it's super fun. Okay, so I turn this around. This is going to be the actual surface that I'm working on. And so this is just illustration board. I like to use board and I like to make my own surface. Here, sorry, one second. Let me get. Oh, okay. So, but I like to make my own surfaces. This is something I personally like to do. I don't know. It just makes me happy knowing that I like prepped the surface myself and that I'm doing the kind of surface that's going to be best for my painting. And so I really like to play around with a lot of textures and surfaces. And to be honest, like canvas is not my favorite just because if you don't have a canvas board and it's on supports and it's wrapped, then I feel like there's a give to it, which is fine, but there's that. And I just find that the canvas texture, like the cloth itself, looks really uniform to me. The textures do, and I just don't like that. So I like to get like my own surface boards, and I like them to be thinner, almost like paper. That's just my style. I don't know, but you can pretty much gesso any surface, okay? Like it can be wood, it could be illustration board, it could be gator board, which is just like foam core board. You could do foam core board if you wanted. I don't know. I don't really work on that. It's like pre-made masonite slabs or whatever those are. It's like mixed with some kind of cement, but they're like a board. All kinds of different surfaces that you can do. But so what I'm doing here is I just like to use illustration board, that kind of thing. And because it's just board, that's why I put a couple layers on the front for sure, like about 2 or 3 layers of clear gesso. And then I also gesso the back. And one reason why you also want to gesso the back is because like your paper, it's still kind of paper and board and you don't want it to curl. It doesn't really curl that much anyways, but so you kind of you have to size both the back and the front and it kind of will cancel each other out. So that's why I just go ahead and gesso both sides. But like all I use is clear gesso. The board was already white. And now it's primed. It's got like still a sanded surface to me, but I can get it also like a really soft kind of glaze-like surface. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be now like painting over this like with a certain undertone. I'm gonna bring y'all closer. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see here. Gotta move the lights. Okay. And then also too, I think, I don't know if I mentioned that, but the dimensions are gonna be 24 by 30. And I'm gonna be mixing like this grayish, like a gray beige background, just thinly with acrylic paints. So I'm gonna be using like a like a yellow ochre. I'm just using Winsor and Newton. Let's see here. And then like, I'm gonna be doing also some titanium white. And I'm just using palette paper right now. I really like palette paper. I'm not sure. Dan, do you paint with a palette paper? Or do you actually have a palette? Like a wood palette or a glass palette? Let me fix some computer things. There we go. I just thought it was being kind of dark. Oh, okay. So you do have a wood palette too. That's cool. That's cool. I used to have one, but I just really didn't enjoy it all that much. I don't know. But I like the palette paper because it's silky and you can like blend it really nice. So, all right. So I got my yellow ochre and my whites. I'm going to need a lot more than that, but I just want to get that color down. I'm probably going to do an alizarin crimson as well. I work in a very limited palette right now because I just kind of find what I like. So right now, let's see, I got ultramarine, I got alizarin crimson, white, and yellow ochre. And I'm gonna be mixing these in a way to make a very light gray beige background. So I want it to be warm, like a warm gray. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to be mixing like a green, like a yellow ochre with my ultramarine. This right here. And the reason I'm doing this right now I don't have any white in this yet. But the reason I'm doing this right now is because I'm making a green and I'm gonna then mix it with a red. And what this is gonna do is that green and red are complementary, which when you add them together, like you're mixing the pigment together, it's gonna make a neutral. And gray is often a neutral, right? It's medium values. So that's what I'm doing here. Let's see. I Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay. And then, okay, so I got like this weird, not very nice looking green, but we're gonna make a gray with it. Maybe. We'll see. OBS, you should work a little bit better. Okay, that's okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah, see? I was like just trying to figure it out. Hopefully I fixed it. It's like, no, I can't. OBS is giving me sassing me today. Okay, so now I got green. Okay, and so then I'm gonna take some alizarin crimson and I'm gonna mix it in there. Okay, I'm glad it's better. So by doing that, now I have like a more muddy neutral color. I'm gonna add more blue. And then the blue is gonna make it more of a purpley color. Like it's got a hint of violet to it. Okay. And so I'm getting more yellow ochre. And because it's got a hint of violet to it, I'm gonna take violet's complementary, which is something kind of yellowy, right? And I'm gonna neutralize it some more. So it's now a brownish color, right? Brownish gray, muddy color. And I want that to be lighter. So I'm gonna add some white. And I feel like I want my beige color to be, to have more yellow, I want to say. I don't know. just warmth. Yeah, I want it to be a little bit more on like a tannish beige side. A sandy color. I have no idea how to describe that. Yeah. So I'm gonna be layering this with it's just acrylic. Um, I probably won't use a thinner yet. This is gonna be my underpainting. You guys might just watch me make an underpainting. How about that? No, hopefully I can get more on here, but it's just, I don't know. Just gonna take some time. But I'm working with just basic acrylics in the beginning before I move on to open acrylics. And I do that because I still like to apply, there's not like only the fat over lean rule, right, with oil paints. There's also like a thick over thin rule as well. In usually with something like acrylic paint. And it's got the same principles, right? So like in oil paints, you want oil on top of water-based anything. You don't want it the other way around. You don't want water-based like plastic or acrylic or whatever it may be on top of oils, because the oil will like seal in, and it takes forever to dry, to surface dry. And so most often what happens is people paint on top of that surface dry of oils with something like acrylic. And that's technically like a plastic, right? Like you can dilute it still with the water, but it's a plastic. And so what happens is it seals over this surface layer of dryness with oils, and then the curing process never happens because there's like a surface level dry, and that's where it's dry to touch, and then the curing is when the oils are sticking and kind of adhere to the surface that you're working on. And so that like last bit doesn't happen, and so it's just kind of oily, and moisture gets locked in there and trapped in. And you want to do the same with acrylic, is that like you want your thinnest layers of acrylic that are going to be diluted with water, okay? And then your thicker, more heavy bodied acrylics, or if you're using like a slow dry acrylic kind of medium or additive. Let's see here. Figure it out. Okay. Well, anyways, when you put like the thicker acrylic paint over the thinner acrylic paint, it helps that those bottom layers dry. Okay. So this is about the color that I'm wanting. Okay. I'm just gonna. Yeah, this will work for me. And I want to see something. Trying to find my brayer. Let's see. No. Okay. Let me make sure this is cleaned off. Okay. Yeah, it's not doing what I thought it would, which is fine. Okay. Mm-hmm. So the nice thing about Winsor and Newton acrylic paint is that I find it to be really thick. And because I use open acrylic on top of that, it's, I don't know, I just like the textures. I find that if you get acrylic paint that's too thin and transparent, you can't make opaque opaqueness. It's easier to get to deal with an opaque paint for me and then make it translucent as I want it to be. You can't do that if your paint is already pretty translucent. And the nice thing though, because even though it's like a thicker paint, it will still dry pretty fast. I think there's still like fireworks going on. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that sound is. Oh, they're not fitting well after a while. I see what you mean. Um, I haven't had that problem yet though. Like I've been I've been lazy and not cleaned off like the cap part where like the twisty part and then like, put the lid on there and it like really adhered and I had to get pliers to like open it. Is that what you mean? Or do you mean like the tube itself has expanded and somehow it won't adhere or like tighten? It won't even go on. Oh, the gold. Yeah, the open acrylics, the slow drying paints, they're awesome. I love them. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably that. That happens. And the longer you have them away, like that happens. It's happened to me with like gouache and watercolor even. Because like the watercolor tubes that I would get are like smaller and they would adhere. And so it was like kind of weird. Like you couldn't like twist off the cap and you wouldn't think so with like watercolor, but it was just awful. And then it was like hardened everywhere in the tube, so it's like you just have to throw it away. You just have to throw it away at that point. All right. Yeah, open acrylics are awesome. Did you get a set or did you get like did you go and pick them out individually? Yeah, that is the worst with the oil paints. Or it's like if wherever you're storing them, it just gets oily and nasty. You're like, what is this? Oil paints. Come on now. You gotta, oh, cool. Yeah. That's awesome. I felt like their landscape set was actually really good. And then I went and got more of just the things that I like. Like they had like an ultramarine, gosh, I don't know, maybe like a manganese, or maybe it was a cobalt blue, something like that. And then they also had a alizarin crimson. And I feel like a lot of paint sets don't do that. They only have like a cadmium red. And that is such a bright, vivid red that I'm like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like using it, but I liked that they also had alizarin crimson and yellow ochre and stuff. So it's like, this is actually a really good set. It's almost there. It's just gonna be the underpainting, the under layer. It's not even really like gonna be an underpainting. Like I'm making this all this color. It's an undertone. Yeah, I know. It's yeah. It's very vibrant to me. At least their cadmium red too. I was like, oh my gosh, super vibrant. But I love it. Like you can make some really cool things, some really cool colors with it. But I like that dark kind of, I don't know, violety fuchsia in that alizarin crimson, and it's darker. It's cool. It's cool to me. Mm-hmm. Ooh, cerulean blue. Yeah, that's nice. I like that one. This is why I like to paint my surfaces before I usually come on. So it's just not me painting the undercoat of my painting. It's all good. Okay. And I like making it kind of like a neutral color. I typically like my undertones to be warmer. And why I'm kind of doing this, because I wanted to kind of peek through this warm beige color, and it's gonna kind of be my value reference. It's really hard for me to paint on top of like an extreme value, right? Like it's really, I don't like painting on a pure white background. I just don't. It's hard for me to like work my painting around it. And it's also difficult for me to do one on a pure black background. I could do that more than a white one, like a white background, but it's just so I like to kind of meet in the middle. So then I know, like, okay, I can go darker with this value from where I'm at, or I can go lighter. I'm gonna be mixing more paint. Did you and Jen do anything fun for the 4th? Yeah, alizarin crimson's the best. It's the best. I could pretty much use any blue, right? I love all the blues. I think my go-to favorite is ultramarine, but I can use all the blues. But alizarin crimson is like the best red for me. I would take that red over cadmium any day. So, or there's like other ones too, and I'm alizarin crimson. Oh yeah. Oh, I used to have a little buddy that was afraid of fireworks and stuff. That's good. That's good. Glad you guys got to see some though. We watched some fireworks too. Like we didn't go anywhere. Yeah, just kind of from our home. We have a balcony that it's like on the 3rd floor and it overlooks some of the city. So it's super nice. It was nice. So you get to see them like everywhere. It's just like little plumes that are like, poof, poof, poof. It was pretty cool. All right, this color, wait. No, it needs more blue. Yay, it's almost there. It's like really relaxing to me to mix paint. I don't know about you. I'm like this is fun. Like I really actually enjoy it. So I'm gonna take my sweet time mixing the paint. Okay, that looks good to me. But like even though it's like I'm painting over here, this is already dry over here. Like it's I don't know. Does your acrylic paints dry that fast, Dan? Or is it just do you live in a humid climate? That's one reason why I also like open acrylics is because it dries so fast here. I feel like acrylic paint dries so fast in Colorado. Like it must be like super dry and it's hot right now. And it's just like baking it. It's just this is good because then it's just I get to paint on top of it a lot quicker in the way that I want to. So my piece is like on board as well. Um, So these like white edges right here, it's bored. It's just clipped to it. So it looks like I'm just like leaving edges, that's why. It's not. Okay. It's kind of cool. Oh, yeah. That tacky feeling. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. That tacky feeling. It's pretty fast. It's pretty fast here. Okay, that's pretty good for me. And now I'm done. No, so let me see if I have a picture. Well, I wouldn't know how to put it up there. Never mind. So I'm going to be painting some clouds and water scene over this. Yeah. What else? And I mean, I have a picture, but I didn't put it in the comments or anything. So I'm going to be working from that. And also, I kind of have these color concepts from a couple of paintings of mine. So I'm going to be trying to mix towards those colors a little bit. And the nice thing about that was those paintings were on, what am I trying to say? Like a pre-sanded surface. It was pastel premier surface. And it was, the sanded paper was already tinted like a sanded brown. So that's why I kind of wanted to tint this in a similar color. And that was really cool because some of the tone of the paper was peeking through like the clouds and the entire piece. And it was kind of harmonizing everything. And so I'm hoping to kind of do that today. I want to see if I can. Okay, there's that. And then what else do I want? And I don't know, I've been wanting to kind of work larger. So I thought I would just try this piece out. Let's see. Ruby. I need more clips. Hmm. Wait for that. There we go. Okay, so hmm. Just gonna clean off the palette knife. And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking a harder stick soft pastel, hopefully one that y'all can see, and I'm going to be drawing in my image. And I don't care that it's light. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Where's my reference? Okay. Either that or this guy. Oh yeah, I want that guy. Okay. So I want this waterline to be kind of, well, I'm gonna put a line here. And there's like way more going on down here. And this is where it's good when you're like working with a bigger size, is to step back and make sure that your lines are actually straight. They're kind of where you want them to be, because they can look all warped. Oh, cute. Okie doke. I feel like I kind of actually want that to start here. Yeah. And then I want this group of trees. What's up, Jackie? How's it going? Knocking things over. Okay. And so, like, I don't know if I put pastel on my materials or anything, but that's what I'm using to at least put the drawing in. Yeah, I kind of want. Happy Saturday! Yeah, what you been up to? This tree line needs to be further down. So I'm going to be taking another pastel, just a different color. Start here. Even smaller. The reason being is because I kind of want, if if you have to pick, I feel like I have to pick an elements, one subject elements within my piece that kind of gets the attention, the like the focal point. And I kind of, I want this piece more to speak about the clouds than the trees and the water. And so I'm gonna minimize this tree line back here, because before, if I had it up to this kind of first line, it looks too even and blockish to me, where I want the sky to be more, I don't know what other word to say, like focal point. And so I'm still gonna be doing like a reflection in this one. So there's gonna be water, clouds in the water of the reflection too, but Jackie, what you been working on? Yeah, this is good. Okay. And so I like doing this with pastel, okay? Because you can kind of still introduce like the color, the highlights, that kind of thing. Like I like doing my drawings lately with pastel, and I can also kind of do the value. And the nice thing about this is that I'm just going to go right over this with acrylic paint, and it's going to be fine. It will be fine. Like it's going to like wet this pigment, and it's just going to add pretty much to the pigment of the paint. It's not going to be grainy. That's what it does. Like technically I could just add water to this pastel, and it's just kind of like a watercolor over this surface, if that makes sense. Oh, have a good one. Hope you guys do something fun. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna kind of make some more marks in my drawing.